Today's modern crossbows, like firearms and other lethal weapons, are dangerous if you use them improperly or unsafely. Your safety and the safety of others requires that you always remain aware of the danger inherent in handling a lethal weapon, and that you embrace the responsibility to yourself and others to focus on the rules of safe operation every time you handle your crossbow. As a beginning hunter or shooter, you should focus on developing safe shooting habits so that safely operating your crossbow becomes second nature to you. It is not practical or even possible to cover every single example of improper crossbow use in this video. Your heightened awareness of the crossbow's lethal capability mixed with a healthy amount of common sense will help keep you and those around you safe when you handle one. Here is a group of the most important safety rules you need to focus on every time you handle your crossbow. Number 1. Crossbow injuries occur when you fail to follow the manufacturer's instructions and allow the thumb or fingers on the fork or hand to migrate or protrude above the cocked crossbow's flight deck and onto the bowstring's flight path. When you pull the trigger with fingers or thumb in the way, the bowstring will seriously injure and potentially amputate any part of your thumb or fingers in the bowstring's release path. Number 2. Similarly, it is a grave mistake to carry, move, hold, or pass a cocked crossbow to someone else by grabbing it by its barrel or forestock or allowing your hand inside the flight path of the bowstring while loading an arrow. If the bow were to fire prematurely or discharge accidentally, the bowstring would seriously injure or potentially amputate any part of the body in the release path. Always pay attention to your hand and finger position and never take a shot with your fingers, thumb, or any body part above the flight deck. Number 3. Never load an arrow into your crossbow until you are in position to shoot it. There are documented cases of death caused by carrying a loaded crossbow while walking, stalking, or climbing over a fence, especially at dawn or twilight, when it is easy to trip and fall over an obstacle or to step into a ground rut. Number 4. Never point a loaded crossbow at or in the direction of anything you do not intend to shoot. If, for example, you engage in a conversation with the person next to you at a shooting range or while sighting in your crossbow at hunting camp, do not absent-mindedly turn toward the person with your loaded crossbow in hand. An accidental discharge could cause serious injury or death if you accidentally point your loaded crossbow in any direction other than directly at your intended target. Number 5. Develop a habit of keeping your trigger safety fully engaged until you have your intended target in sight and you are getting ready to take your shot. When your safety is disengaged, there are a number of things that could bump or brush your trigger and cause your bow to fire. An unintentional discharge could prove to be lethal. Number 6. Also, develop the habit of keeping your trigger finger off the trigger and pointing forward on the forestock just above the trigger guard. You should never place your finger on the trigger until you are ready to take your shot. Number 7. It also follows that you should never pull the trigger to test if your safety is engaged or an attempt to eliminate the trigger creep your manufacturer may have built into the trigger for safety purposes. Doing so may alter the internal alignment of your trigger parts, which could prove to be dangerous. Visually check your safety knob to determine if the safety is engaged. Number 8. Invest the time to read your crossbow owner's manual carefully. All crossbows are not the same, and manufacturers may have unique advice regarding how to assemble, operate, and maintain their equipment to ensure your safety and those who may be around you when you shoot your crossbow. Number 9. Never dry fire a crossbow. Never use arrows or nocks that are not specified for that particular bow, and always follow the manufacturer's instructions. Number 10. Never allow someone to use your crossbow who is not fully aware of these risks and who has not familiarized themselves with the manufacturer's instructions for your crossbow. Number 11. Never use a crossbow while impaired. Number 12. Broadheads are razor sharp. Handle them with extreme care. Number 13, never shoot a damaged crossbow and never shoot a damaged arrow.